Here are 3 reasons why to subscribe to Fringe Financials on YouTube. Number 1, it is free, which is the best price that you can pay for this kind of content. 2, I am completely transparent with all of my investments. And number 3, I have a variety of educational videos every single week. Now let's get on with the video. YouTube, and welcome back to another Fringe Financials video. It is Wisdom Workshop Wednesday, and in today's video, I will be bringing to you a look into the MIO false advertising lawsuit that was just finalized, it seems, according to the paperwork that Kraft Heinz has just filed. This lawsuit was brought to my attention by friends of mine who have been using MIO for years to enhance their water, myself included. I have like 4 bottles of it right now as we speak. And today we're going to be diving into the advertising lawsuit that they are going to be finalizing right now, a look into the MIO company and Kraft Heinz as a whole, and possibly where is this market going to be possibly going? Is MIO still going to be around after this lawsuit? If you're excited for today's video and you want to hear my input, make sure that you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and make sure to turn on the bell notifications so you do not miss out on anything that is important for the future. Now, in this lawsuit here, so this is the most recent lawsuit of Kraft Heinz with MIO. Again, the Kraft Heinz is the company that owns MIO, and they are like work underneath them. And so the advertisement lawsuit is that MIO has been false advertising according to the lawsuit here. So what it says is that they were accused of misleading consumers by allegedly advertising that MIO drink mixes do not have any artificial flavoring. How it's misleading, I'm not really quite sure. I mean, and we'll talk about more about how people are missing it and what the law state and everything. But for me, I mean, it's right on the back of the label for my ingredients. You look at the ingredients, you'll see, sucrose, water. You'll see all the different artificial flavoring ingredients at the back there. And at first, I was a little surprised as to how they are misadvertising this when it's really printed on the back of the label. But, I'll show you as to where I think this might be coming from and the result of it. So the big issue that they have is that they try to get this case thrown out or dismissed because they think the lawsuit didn't have proof that malic acid is an artificial flavoring agent. Malic acid is, in fact, an artificial flavoring agent. So Kraft Heinz lost that battle pretty quick on that one. And I believe as a result, they just want to settle this lawsuit and move on. Now, the reason why they are probably selling the lawsuit is that it probably will cost them less in the long run, because if they go into court and they go back and forth with a trial that could take days, weeks, months, even maybe a couple of years, depending on how long it might actually take, they would be paying a lot of money in lawyer fees, resources, researching, all those different things. And Kraft Heinz as a company probably is like, would rather just pay the money and just move on with their life. A lot of big corporations tend to do that for that reason, because it's a small dent in their revenue, it's a small dent in their net worth, so they can be like, we'll pay it and just move on. What's really interesting about this MIO lawsuit is that, funny enough, it actually showed up in a lawsuit about 2 years ago. So this is a case filed from November 30th of 2021, as you can see up at the top here. And this one is filed in the District of Illinois. Now, the other one that was just filed recently, that was just settled, was from Florida, and this one is from Illinois. Now, what's really funny, and I was just like, oh, that's really interesting how that works out, is that if you scroll down this document here, and again, I don't want you guys to read the whole thing. It's not 40 pages. I'm not going to bore you. But they were also accused of false advertising statutes again. So this is not the first time that Kraft Heinz and MIO has gone down this road of the false advertising route and breaking the law or trying to go around the law of false advertising, which I was like, oh, great. So MIO has now been accused of false advertising again. Now, what I'm probably going to assume it's the same reason as you see on this line down here. So this is back in 2021, and I'm going to guess, I didn't look into it that much, but I'm going to assume that the laws are probably the same on advertising with artificial flavors. But federal and state law requires any food or beverage product that contains artificial flavoring to disclose this fact on the front and back labels. Now, the MIO bottles, if you look at the MIO ones right now, like even if I went to my cabinet and looked at them, the back does show what the artificial flavors are on the back, but the front does not show that. It says, some of them say natural sweeteners and everything else, and that is indeed false advertising because people aren't seeing it according to this law. Again, they need to have it on the front and the back, not just the back. So this was a lawsuit that was filed earlier, a couple years ago, on MIO again for the Kraft Heinz. And I believe at the end of this case was also settled with a payout, which they didn't disclose. So Kraft Heinz has been down this road before. Their body's going to pay the same settlement fee or whatever it is and move on and call it a day. Now, what I think Kraft Heinz should now do, and the MIO company as a whole, is fix your advertising for sure. Put it on the front and on the back. It contains artificial flavors, up front and back. Abide by the law. Make sure you're following the laws so you don't have another lawsuit like this again. And then you'll be good to go. I just thought it was really interesting how it happened twice. Lightning strike twice on this one. So will it happen a third time? Who knows? Only time will tell for that one. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out, is that this is the same road they've gone down before, and they paid a settlement, and they've been doing fine ever since. Now, where do I think this is this going to impact MIO at all as a company? Personally, from what I've looked at and the research I've done, I don't think it's going to impact MIO that much, sales-wise, growth-wise, even not be on the shelves-wise. I don't think so. One of the first things that I found is that if you take a look here, the market research report as of this year, the global water enhancement market, which again, there's a market for everything, is expected to have a $7.28 billion market by 2032. That is going to be a growth rate percentage of 10.03% per year for the next 10 years, which is just unbelievable. It's not going down. It's only going to be going up. You can even look down here. Right now, the value of the market of the water enhancers is $2.8 billion. And in 10 years, it's going to be 3 times as much. It's going to be $7.28 billion in the next 10 years. Will MIO go away? I really don't think so. I think they're in a great market field right now as a result of the water enhancements, and I think it's going to continue to thrive and do well. Now, in case you're wondering if this little settlement's going to make a huge difference, again, I don't think it is. Whatever the payout could be, it could even be $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, whatever the payout could be, and it's not going to impact that much of Kraft Heinz or MIO. I looked into their paperwork for their filings, because what happens is every company will file their sales and everything else. And for some reason, I wanted to read this whole thing, and I got down to page 32, and I wanted to find out what the sales were for the MIO aspect category. Now, here's all your net sales right here based on the categories. So they have taste elevation. If you don't know Heinz ketchup, I don't know what you're doing. So that probably includes sauces, ketchup, those kind of things. Fast, fresh meals, I'm going to guess is going to be the smart ones category. Could maybe be also fall in the easy meals made better. I'm not really quite sure which one it might fall under for that one. But if you look at the flavorful hydration category right here, over from quarter one of this year, which is, towards the beginning of the year, till quarter one of last year, their sales of their flavorful hydration products are up $13 million from last year to this year. So they've grown $13 million over the last year, and from quarter one of this year to quarter one of last year. And even better, from quarter two of last year to quarter three of this year, it's grown $48 million. So it's a growing market. No matter what that lawsuit they dealt with back in 2021 was going to impact their sales, it clearly hasn't, because their sales are still thriving. And if they continue to have these unbelievable sales in MIO, it's going to just make the market just, that much more expensive and have that much more value to it. And if you're looking at the sales here, their sales percentage, if you look at really closely about how much they're selling from year to year, month to month, whatever, it's a small portion. Kraft Heinz is not going to have a huge impact from this. Kraft Heinz is getting a lot more money from their sauces, from ketchup, from their meals, whatever. There's a lot of money here, and they don't have as much in sales for the MIO. So if it's a small portion of their portfolio, they aren't going to be impacted that much from it to a point where it's going to be we got to take it off the market and not sell MIO anymore. It looks like MIO to me is going to continue to grow. And if these still don't convince you that the MIO market is still growing and that kind of market in general is still going to be expanding here, if you take a look at one of the most famous and best investors of all time, which is Warren Buffett owns 26.5% of Kraft Heinz as of May of this year. Again, this investor has outperformed the market year in and year out. He's got an unbelievable net worth. The Berkshire Hathaway portfolio is unbelievable. And he owns 26.5% of Kraft Heinz. He owns over a quarter of Kraft Heinz as his company because he sees that much value in this company. Again, you have someone with that intelligence backing up your company. Kraft isn't going to go anywhere. MIO, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think MIO will be on the shelves for years and years to come. I think as long as they change the labeling up and they make sure that it doesn't get down the road of false advertising again, I think they'll be completely okay. I'm not too worried by it. So that is my take on the MIO lawsuit for today. Again, another lawsuit, nothing new for MIO. It seems like they've been in the courtroom before, now they're in it again. I don't see it going anywhere. I think MIO is still going to continue to be sold on shelves all over the country, all over the globe. And I think it's going to be growing and growing as years and years go by. Maybe more flavors come out. Who really knows? So that is it for my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far in the video, make sure that you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And on Friday, I will be having a net worth review video coming out as well. So make sure you do not miss out on that video. If you have any questions, of course, please drop them down in the comments section. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.